everybody. Welcome back to the Gamerpreneur podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Bradford Carlton. Today's episode, I'm going to tell you to go find someone to do it for you. Specifically, I'm talking about outsourcing. And last solo podcast I did, I discussed the power of having a partner, finding someone who kind of fills in those gaps that you have in your skill set and who's able to do that work for you. Well, you don't always have to find somebody who is going to take on like a percentage of your company, or you have to pay full time, or is going to be there all of the time with you. You can go and you can have discrete tasks, discrete jobs that need done. And maybe it only takes 4, 10, 20 hours to do this thing. And, that's all you really need. You don't necessarily need somebody full time, right? So what do you do in those situations? You could hire somebody and pay the unemployment insurance, pay workers' comp, pay the taxes, keep them on payroll. Or you could just go to a service like Fiverr or Upwork or one of the other ones out there, and you find someone who has the skill set of the thing that you need done. Maybe it's graphic design. Just as an example, I needed a pitch deck done today. And could I have made my pitch deck myself? Yes. Yes, I could have. Would it have taken me many, many hours in order to make it look good? You betcha. Oh, it would have taken a long time. So instead of thinking, oh man, how am I going to make this look good? What do I have to put in here? What graphics do I need to do? And think about color balance and font shading and, contrast and strokes and all the stuff that goes with it. I said, heck, why do I need to worry about that? I'll just go over to Fiverr, find someone who's got some pretty good reviews, has a pretty decent rate, and then hire them to do it. And it doesn't particularly matter to me that the person is on the other side of the world or in the United States or in Australia or Pakistan. That doesn't particularly matter, because I have found, especially since I started doing the Gamerpreneur, while doing the Gamerpreneur, I've realized there's people all over the world just like you, just like me, who have the same interests, the same hobbies, the same desires, the same goals, the same drive for life, but have a skill set that you don't have, and they're willing to accept this much when you're willing to accept or to pay this much, and that works for you, right? So outsourcing is a fantastic way of really driving your business forward. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of time vetting people. You don't have to worry about this lifetime commitment of how long are they going to be around in your company for, and bonus structures and stock options and all that. No, whether it's somebody who's just going to do graphic design or video editing, or maybe they're going to be like an outsourced director of some sort. They're going to do something for your business and they'll manage that whole section to build the whole department, and then at some point walk away. You can have that. The sky's the limit when it comes to outsourcing. You don't have to limit yourself to just what you think somebody does on outsourcing. There's whole services out there dedicated to finding you someone who will come in, build a portion of a business, whether it's big or small, and then they leave after the term of their contract is over. So outsourcing is a fantastic way to grow and develop a business essentially on the cheap. I don't like using the word cheap. My mother drilled that one into me when I was young, because cheap means low quality generally. So I mean more, inexpensively. So when you're contracting with someone to do the work, so long as the work product is going to turn out good, as long as, it's inexpensive, it's a good deal, right? If you don't need that person forever and ever, just get them to do the one job you need now. And, really, like I said in the last episode, take stock of what you're good at and take stock of what you're bad at. A lot of people, I for a while was doing a lot of work in the personal development side of coaching as well. And a lot of people I would talk to would just straight tell me that they don't even consider the bad things in their life. They don't consider what they do wrong. They don't consider any of that stuff. And it kind of what are you talking about? Why would you not think about the things that you're not good at? Those are the things that you most definitely have to find someone to fill in. If you're just going to not even consider them, well, then it means anytime a situation comes up that you have to do that thing, or you need a particular skill and you're not good at, you're going to be like, oh, well, let's just find a way without. That doesn't make sense. So really take stock of your business. Look at it, decide how can you grow your business the most effectively, most efficiently, and for the least amount of money. And there's always a way. You can always find a way to grow a business, again, quote, on the cheap. And I don't like the word cheap, because, business is not necessarily about having employees. There are plenty of millionaires. There's something like a millionaire made every minute in the United States. It's a huge amount of people who are becoming millionaires in this country, and just the United States. That's not counting the rest of the world. The United States, okay? And a good number of those people are selling something online. They found something to sell that they may not be making themselves. They found someone to do the marketing for them, so they don't have to do that. They found someone to do the fulfillment, so they don't have to do that. They found someone to make all the graphics and videos and everything, so that gets sent off to the marketing person. They found someone to do all the social media engagement, and now they live that quote laptop lifestyle where they just have to make sure they're managing everybody and making sure everybody's staying on track and everything's going and the business is going in the right direction. That person doesn't have to have employees. They just need to hire people for discrete tasks, discrete jobs to get that work done. So stop limiting yourself into the box of thinking 9 to 5, okay? A lot of people who are breaking free of the 9 to 5 mindset are still trapped by that 9 to 5 mindset because they think when they go to build the business, they have to build a 9 to 5 business. And that's just not how it necessarily has to be. So really spend some time. Think about your business. Where can you find someone to fill the roles, fill the tasks that you need filled, and then get them to do it? Right. I had a client call me last night just to chat, not even necessarily about business. And we were talking about his advertising. It turned out to be about business. And he was asking me what I would do and how I would set this up. And I'm like, I would just hire someone to do it. And he's like, I thought you did it all yourself. Like, no, I don't do my own advertising. I hire people to do my advertising for me because there's people who are better at it than I am. They get better results. They do it faster, more effectively than I would ever be able to. And so because of that, it wouldn't be smart of me to do it myself. Like that pitch deck I was talking about. Could I make a pitch deck myself? Yeah. It would take me a couple hours to figure out how to do it. Or I could spend $65 and get it back in 24 hours. Right? I can go to bed tonight, spend some time with my family in the morning, have some breakfast. I'm going to have an interview tomorrow. And then by noon, I expect to have a pitch deck and I'll tell the guy, hey, make these changes. And then he'll make the changes and then it'll come back to me. And at some point it'll be done. And all I had to do is kind of decide what I wanted rather than do the work. It cost me $65. Okay. It would have only cost me $50 if I was willing to wait an extra 24 hours on top of the 24 hours I'm going to wait. So really think about this, okay? There's only 2 ways to do things. It's either time or money. If you're putting in the time, well, you're going to slog through. Or you pay the money. It doesn't always have to be expensive. Find ways to make it inexpensive. Maybe you can get someone to contract with you and some sort of exchange of services. Maybe you're somebody who's good at graphics. Well, if you're good at graphics and suck at copywriting, go find a copywriter, go find a video editor, go find all these other pieces that you could use yourself and say, hey, I'm willing to work for free for you in exchange of service in order to be able to grow my business. And that's a perfectly legit way to grow a business. Don't let anybody tell you there's only one way. There's plenty. There's hundreds of thousands of different avenues you can take to grow what you're looking to do. All right. Now, on that note, I'm going to remind you, organization is the enemy of sloth. Really spend some time and think about those things I mentioned in the last episode. Where are you weak? Okay. So many people do not do that exercise. They just kind of blast through it. Like, I'm good at this. I'm good at this. Good enough for me. And then they move on. You really do need to consider, where are you weak? Because that'll help you and help inform you of the types of people that you need to be looking for in order to help you grow your business. Okay. I know so many content creators who are really good at making their content. They're fantastic video editors. They do a really good job with the graphics themselves. They create fantastic scripts, and then they make this thing, they put it out there, but then nobody sees it. And nobody sees it because they didn't put any thought into the marketing side. They didn't, and the marketing might scare them, and they're concerned about having to go through that process of having to learn this whole other thing. And they just want to focus on their craft, which is making the content, right? Well, go hire someone, contract with somebody to do the marketing for you. Maybe they'll take over your social media engagement. Maybe they'll actually do paid ads for you to help grow stuff. Social media engagement is a great way to grow organically if you have someone like actually pushing it. The thing about social media is you got to be social. If you're not being social, then it's tough to grow on it. And if you don't have the time, it's a great reason to find someone to do it for you. So really spend that time thinking about those things that you're weak at. And then once you have thought it through a little bit, I'm not saying go off and hire someone right away. Go to Upwork. Go to Fiverr, go find all the other freelance websites out there, and then start looking for people who have that skill that you lack, and then start just kind of comparing. Do you like this person's style? Do you like that person's style? Do you like the way they present themselves or how they write things or how they do things? And do you like the rates that they're charging? And you may realize really quick, hey, for like $1,000, I can like build an entire business. And all it takes is like this piece, and this piece. Is that it? Like, oh, shucks, I didn't realize it. Well, guess what? Like that could be it. Now, some tasks, it's going to be a little more expensive, right? If you are looking to build some sort of app or game or something like that, you can still contract with people. You don't have to like hire somebody in-house, like an in-house developer. You can go off and hire another studio or hire, an individual, maybe an individual freelancer who might be willing to do it for you. Just understand it's going to be worth what it's worth. They charge what they charge. You have to understand those things do cost money. So that's what I want to share with you all today. Hopefully somebody out there like actually listened to me and goes, you know what, maybe, just maybe I'll actually take stock of the things that I'm weak at, find some people who are able to fill those things in, and then make their dream come true. Because that's the secret to pulling off a real business is you have a dream. You find the people who can make it happen, you hire them to do it, and off they go, and then your dream becomes a reality. Not every dream does, though. So just keep that in mind. All right, everybody. Don't be just a gamer. Be a gamerpreneur.